Attention passionate Cleveland, BROWNS FANS. Latest news, something big is happening in the AFC North and it could change the game. We're talking about a direct impact on Cleveland Browns' path to another Super Bowl run, a power shift that could leave a division rival stumbling for years. We're bringing this to you firsthand. But before that, if you're a true Cleveland Browns fan, subscribe to the channel to strengthen this passion even more. Show that you're also part of this family. Let's help each other reach 1,000 subscribers. Share with your FRINDS and Cleveland, BROWNS FANS. Let's get to the news now, folks. It's no secret that the Cleveland Browns have been a team that's been on the rise for a while now, especially when you look at their defense. Through the first 3 weeks of the season, there's a lot of buzz around how dominant this unit has been. I mean, we're talking about one of the best defenses in football right now, and that's a huge statement considering the elite defenses across the league. Cleveland's defense has been stifling, disruptive, and relentless, creating turnovers, making big stops, and basically putting the offense in a position where all they need to do is capitalize. But here's the catch, and it's a pretty significant one. While the defense is playing at such a high level, the offense, well, it's been a different story. It's been a roller coaster, and honestly, it's been holding the team back in some pretty crucial moments. The Browns currently sit at a 1-2 record after an incredibly dramatic Week 3 game against the Green Bay Packers. Now, what made that game so interesting wasn't just the result, which was a bit surprising in itself, coming back from a 10-point deficit in the final 4 minutes to win. No, what's more intriguing is how that victory was achieved. Cleveland managed to erase the deficit, but the way they played offensively raised a lot of eyebrows. You see, the Browns' offense has been overly cautious, almost playing it safe to the point where it's limiting their potential. And that's what a lot of insiders have been discussing, especially during the recent The Orange and Brown Talk podcast, where experts have analyzed the team's offensive approach in depth. One of the most critical points that's being made is that Browns head coach Kevin Stefanski might be living a little too much in fear of turning over the ball. Mary Kay Cabot from Cleveland. Com pointed out that Stefanski seems to be prioritizing ball security and maintaining a clean offensive game, which is understandable to some extent. Nobody wants to give the ball away cheaply. But in doing so, they might be sacrificing some of their explosive potential, especially with a quarterback like Joe Flacco, who's capable of making big throws and creating big plays downfield. And that's where the debate heats up. Are the Browns playing to their strengths or playing it too safe? Because, let's be honest, when you have a veteran quarterback like Flacco, who's known for his arm and ability to stretch defenses, maybe it's time to take a few more shots downfield, even if it means risking an interception here and there. Joe Flacco himself addressed this issue recently, speaking with the media about the team's offensive struggles and their conservative approach. At age 40, Flacco's been around the block a few times, and he's seen many different offensive philosophies. When asked if he's holding back or taking a more cautious approach, he responded that his job is to do whatever it takes to help the team win. And right now, that might mean not pushing the ball downfield too often. If that's what I have to do week in and week out, I'm not going to be shy about doing that, Flacco said. It's a mature stance, but it also raises questions. Are the Browns missing out on some big plays because of this conservative mentality? And folks, that's a critical point because, as Flacco himself pointed out, there are more opportunities to hit downfield even in this more cautious offense. He admitted to feeling a bit disappointed about some missed chances, especially after the Green Bay game, when he felt he could have connected on a few more big throws. Watching the film, he said, gives him a chance to learn and treat those situations differently next time. That's the kind of leadership and self-awareness you want from a quarterback, especially one filling in under these circumstances. But let's talk about the numbers because they tell a pretty interesting story. Through 3 games, Flacco has thrown the ball 126 times, which leads the league. That's a lot of passing attempts, but the yards per throw tell a different story, just 50 yards per attempt, which ranks 34th in the NFL. That's a clear indication that the Browns aren't really stretching defenses vertically, and it's partially due to their personnel. The wide receiver room isn't exactly loaded with star power this season, which makes it even more challenging to push the ball downfield. Rookie tight end Harold Fannin Jr. has emerged as the team's leading receiver in both receptions, 15, and yards, 136. He's been a bright spot, a guy who stepped up and given Flacco a reliable target. Following him, tight end David Njoku is second in receptions with 12 and third in yards with 117. But outside of that, the options are limited. Wide receivers Jerry Jeudy and Cedric Tillman have managed to amass over 100 yards each. But overall, the offense has just 3 passing touchdowns through 3 games, and they're averaging around 15 points per game. That's not exactly the offensive explosion Browns fans are hoping for, especially considering the talent on the defensive side. The defense, as I mentioned earlier, has been outstanding, creating turnovers and setting the tone for the team. But the offense needs to find its rhythm, its identity. It's clear that Kevin Stefanski wants to establish a balanced attack, run the ball, and play smart, clean football. But sometimes, especially with a veteran like Flacco, you've got to take some shots. Trust your arm, trust your receivers, and let it fly. That's how you open up the game, how you keep defenses honest, and how you start scoring more points. Right now, their offensive production is a bit too conservative, and it's limiting their ceiling. Looking ahead, the Browns are gearing up for a big challenge in Week 4 against the Detroit Lions. With the way the offense has been operating, everyone's wondering if Stefanski will stick to his game plan or loosen up a little, trusting Flacco to take more shots downfield. It's a delicate balance, but one that could define the season for Cleveland. If they can find a way to mix aggression with their solid defensive play, they could be a serious contender, especially in a division that's been so unpredictable and competitive this year. The AFC North is always a tough division, but right now, the Browns have an opportunity to assert themselves as real players, not just defensively but offensively as well. And it's not just about this season. The history of the Browns has been full of ups and downs, but the last few years have shown a team that's building something special. With young talent, a strong defense, and a veteran quarterback like Flacco, they're in a position to make some noise. But to do that, they need to lean into their strengths, take some calculated risks, and not be afraid of making mistakes. Because sometimes, the biggest gains come from the boldest throws. Pause here just for a second. If you want the YouTube algorithm to keep recommending the latest Cleveland Browns news to you, it's super important that you leave a like on this video. Go ahead, it's quick and it makes a big difference. Thank you. Now let us continue with the big reveal. So what does all this mean for the Browns moving forward? Well, it's clear that their defense is a huge advantage, no doubt about it. But if they want to reach the next level, they'll need their offense to become more dynamic, more unpredictable. Flacco's experience and arm can be a real asset if Stefanski allows him to take more shots. The tight ends, especially Harold Fannin Jr. and David Njoku, are stepping up, providing reliable options in the passing game, but they need help from the wide receivers. Jerry Jeudy and Cedric Tillman have shown flashes, but consistency is key. The team's scoring has been underwhelming, and the offense's inability to produce big plays is a concern. The potential is there, but it's about execution and confidence. Flacco, with his veteran savvy, could be the catalyst for that if given the green light to attack more downfield. The coaching staff, especially Stefanski, faces a tricky decision: continue with the cautious approach that keeps the turnovers low but limits explosiveness, or take some risks to unlock the offense's full potential. That's the million-dollar question. Meanwhile, the division rivals are watching closely. The Cincinnati Bengals, Baltimore Ravens, and Pittsburgh Steelers are all formidable teams, but the Browns have a real shot to surprise everyone if they can find that perfect balance. The AFC North is always a gauntlet, and this year looks no different. But Cleveland has the pieces, especially defensively, to make a playoff push, provided they can find a way to elevate their offense. In the end, it's about growth and adaptation. The Browns have shown resilience, coming back in that Week 3 game against Green Bay when most would have written them off. That comeback, fueled by their relentless defense, shows that this team has the heart and talent to compete. But to truly contend, they'll need to unlock the full potential of their offense, trust Joe Flacco more with the downfield shots, and perhaps, just perhaps, take some more calculated risks. That's how champions are made, by daring to be great, even when the odds are stacked against you. And now, Cleveland Browns fans, I want to hear from you. What's your take on all this? Do you think Stefanski should loosen the reins and let Flacco throw more downfield? Or do you believe the conservative approach is the right path for now? Drop your thoughts in the comments below. Your opinion matters so much to us and to the Cleveland Browns. And don't forget, I'll be back soon with more updates, so stay tuned for the latest Cleveland Browns news. Thanks for sticking around, and as always, keep that passion alive. The Browns are on the rise, and together, we're part of something special. Let's keep supporting this team through thick and thin, because the best is yet to come.